All right, so guys, let's start the session. I believe few more people are joining. They are on the way. They are facing some issue. So not sweat furthermore. We'll start this session. All right, just give me one more minute, and after that we will start this. All right, so welcome you all in the GuiNet technology, and today we are going to have a basic discussion about the firewall concept, where we will discuss about the some basic principle of the firewall and next generation firewalls, and also we'll discuss about the cloud security. That is how the firewall is going to be used to protect the cloud infrastructure, what the flavor of the firewall is going to be required, or the proxy is going to be required, and why it's very important nowadays, right? So I'll be your instructor, and I'll help you to understand this entire end-to-end firewall concept throughout this session, right? So basically this would be the Palo Alto Firewall live session, and basically you guys will get some in-depth understanding about the Palo Alto Firewall along with some other firewall concept. That the basic idea how the checkpoint firewall and the ASA firewall, how the cloud security is going to help to just make the your network environment as secure, your office environment is secure, even your home environment is going to be secure. So this all concept is going to be understand in very detail, right? So before I can start anything, right, we just have to know first why this firewall is important. This first thing we just have to understand why this firewall is important in regard of the any vendor of firewall. I'm not talking about the Palo Alto, I'm not talking about the checkpoint, I'm not talking about the Shopos, I'm not talking about the FortiGate, I'm not talking about Cisco or any other cloud proxy solution. Just forget about that. The key concept why this firewall is important first. This is the key thing we just have to understand. If we understand, I hope my voice is audible to everyone, right? Am I audible? Can someone confirm? Amit, Chinmay, Parth, Majid, Rakesh, anyone can confirm? Am I audible?
हाँ सर.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I was thinking I didn't ask. Okay. So in regard of the any other vendor, whatever they are giving the services, just forget about that. We have to understand why this firewall is very important. What is a career opportunity we have? How this is going to transform our careers. So in a firewall, we have a lot of firewall in a market, but every firewalls, some key concept are going to be same, right? So just you think about any phones, right? In the market, we having a multiple phones. We having very good phones like the Samsung, right? We having the phone like the iPhones, right? We having a phone like the Nokia, right? We having a phone like the any MI phone we have, any other phone we have, Oppo phone we have, right? So a lot of phones available in the market. What is the purpose of these phones? To just do the messaging, right? They are going to do the messaging. They are going to do the call, right? They are going to do the any kind of the media streaming, right? Media streaming, where you can do the any kind of the YouTube channel. You can just go and watch the video. You can do the Prime Video watch there. You can play with the Instagram, right? You can also at the same time have the camera. Almost every phone have this kind of feature. Normal calling, messaging, WhatsApp chat. These phones are doing the exactly same thing, right? So the basic principle of the mobile phone is the same. So basic principle, if I'm going to talk about the basic principle, right? So these basic principle of these mobile phones. So earlier, these mobile phone was known as the like normal phone we can call, right? Normal phone, and then they replaced with the smartphone, right? So what is the key difference we have in technically when we talk about the normal phone versus the smartphone? So in normal phones, basically we having some key features. Might be you have seen about the normal keypad phones, normal color phones, they not have that much capability to do like multitasking job. So you can do the call, there is no problem. You can do the messaging, there is no problem. This call was there, this messaging was there, right? The camera was there, right? Even you can do some kind of the internet work also. You can even go and watch the live TV also. Having this feature, it's not like it was not there. It was there, but it was having some limitations. It's not like I can say very robust feature was there. Means likewise, the smartphone we have, they cannot work like that, but still they can work. So when the smartphone come in the market, this smartphone having a lot of feature. You can play the real time live games. You can open a PPT, right? You can integrate with the Zooms. We can do the presentation. You can configure the outlooks. You can do any kind of the calling, any kind of the videos, anything you can do that. There's no problem at all. You can do a lot of things with these smartphones, but either a smartphone or either normal phone. But transformation has some added some feature. Means once you do the transformation from the smartphone from the normal phone, that you having the more feature. Similarly, we having the firewall also. Earlier, we having a normal firewall, right? These normal firewalls, and now we having the next generation firewalls, right? So we having again some key features. Normal firewalls having some basic limitations. They can do some kind of the jobs. They can protect your networks again, but with limited scope. They can work based on the IP address. They can work based on the port numbers. But if you think beyond of the IP and port, means the layer 3 inspection, layer 4 inspection. If you think about the layer 7 inspection, even more than that, right? It was having a limitations. These normal firewalls having a limitation. They cannot go beyond layer 4. They cannot do like many things by using this normal firewall. But when you talk the next generation firewall, they can again do the layer 3 inspection. They can do the layer 4 inspection. They can do the layers and plus many more, which you don't know, right? Which I'm going to explain. So they having a lot of capabilities, right? So the smartphone and the next generation firewall, you can think in both the same way, right? So smartphone having the more features, that's why you're using, right? Normal phone having the less feature, that's why it's absolute from the market. Similar normal firewalls was having some problem, that's why they absolute from the market, and they basically replaced by the next generation firewall. But now if we talk about the next generation firewall, they having a lot of features, a lot of good kind of the next generation feature which is going to protect real time any kind of the security breach which is going to happen in your network, right? So now again coming to the principle, basic principle, why I give this example, so you should know a little bit like how the transformation was happened with the real time examples. So now I'm just going to talk something which is very important. So again the example is going to be same phone versus firewalls, right? So now I'm not going to give the examples about the old phones, that is normal phones. I'm going to just give example with the smartphone, and similar we have the next generation firewalls. Right? So these two things. So in the smartphones, if I'm going to write, again we have the iPhone again come. We can think about the Nokia. We can think about the Samsung, right? We can think about the MI. We can think about the Oppo and many more, right? Similarly, if I talk about the firewall, we can think about the Palo Alto. We can think about the Checkpoint. We can think about the FortiGate. It's also known as the Fortinet. Fortinet is a company, FortiGate is a product. We can talk about the Cisco ASA. We can think about any Shopos Firewall, etc. Lot of markets available who just produce the firewalls. So what is the key difference and why I'm taking just to showcase this story, right? This is important. If I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between these smartphones? They all are the smartphones. So why should go and buy the iPhones? Why I can go and buy the Nokia? Why I can go and buy the Samsung? Why I can go and buy the MI? And why I can go and buy the Oppo? Similarly, there could be chance why I should learn the Palo Alto Firewall or my company buy the Palo Alto Firewall. Why I can go and learn about the Checkpoint Firewall and FortiGate Firewall, Cisco ASA Firewall and Suppose Firewall, and why my company is going to buy these all firewalls? Because you cannot buy, right? This is not your requirement. Because company having a requirement, but phones, yes, this is your requirement, right? So this you have to understand in nutshell why it's very important to understand this all. So when I talk about the phones, any phone you are going to purchase, your basic principle is going to remain same. Means calling, messaging, video conferencing, any smart work, any online gaming, any offline gaming, any camera, photography, videography, that all are going to do that. But why shall I choose iPhone? Why shall I choose a Nokia? Why shall I choose a Samsung or MI? This is the bigger question now, right? So the main key thing is the performance, right? What is the key thing? That's the performance. Plus, major important is the cost. Plus, after sales service, right? After sales service. These three things are going to play a very vital.
Absolutely.
These three things are going to play a very vital role for you. Trust me. You always, whenever you go and purchase the mobile phone, you always check what is the performance of this phone. Means in terms of the performance, you are going to check the camera, right? You are going to check the memory. You are going to check the RAM, right? And you are going to check the CPU. These all, right? Key things. Similarly, you, at the same time, you also check whether this particular product or phone is meeting my budget or not. I have the very high requirement of the camera. I have very high requirement of the RAM. But if my budget is low, then I cannot meet my all requirement. I have to compromise somewhere. Makes sense. So this is the key thing. Whenever go to purchase, first you have to decide the budget. And according to your budget, because the cost is a major factor. Whatever you can think about the performance, your cost is not going to allow. You cannot purchase your phones. So the cost matters a lot for any product procurement, purchasing, whatever you're doing, right? Then you can go and compare the performance, right? Then the third things matter most is after sales service. So let's suppose you are in somewhere in the city, like might be, I can take as the Kolkata, right? It's a big city, but still I'm just taking an example, or might be you can just think about any city like Amritsar, is like the small city. It's still a big, like you can think about any city likewise the Agra. So these are the small city and you are staying in Agra. So you going to purchase the product like the Nokia. So you see if my after purchase my phone having any issue, like any problem. So is there any service center available near to my home or shall I need to travel to Delhi? If there is no service center, then if I purchase my phone, then who is going to repair? Who is going to help me to restore my phone? So these are the key thing you always keep in your mind before buying any product, right? Once you're satisfied with all your requirement, your cost is allowing, your performance of phone is good, right? Your after sales service is good, right? Then you can go and procure that product or pursue that product and you can take that. So these all matters. If let's suppose I want my iPhone, it's a very good phone. It's having like very good camera. Here, it's a software never going to be hung, right? It's always like providing the very good security. and also like maintain the status in the like society, like you having the very good phone in the market, but the cost is very high. After sales service is also available in my city, but cost is like 1+ lakh, right? So how can I go and invest that much money if I don't have money? So I can definitely have to reject this phone. I cannot purchase. Now I have to compromise with the Nokia, MI, or Samsung. If my pocket is not allowed for Samsung, also it's a high cost. Nokia also, so I have to go and purchase the MI and Oppo. Might be they with the similar kind of the configuration, they will offer in the lower price model, right? So this is the one thing you just have to understand. So these three factors is going to very play vital role. Now, one more thing you just have to understand after this performance, after sales, and the cost. What is the key things? So let's say suppose in India we having the more than 140 crore people are in India, right? So let's say suppose everyone is not rich here, right? Everyone is not rich. Everyone not pocket allowed to even buy the Samsung phone, even buy the Apple phone, right? So major of the people are in India, right? They go with the smartphone. Everyone needs a smartphone, right? But at the same time, they also think about the budget. So in their budget, might be the most selling product could be the MI, low cost. Might be they are going to purchase the Oppo, right? They are going to purchase the Vivo also. They are the like top selling model in the market because they offer the product in a very good with a low cost. So people always going to select this product in the market, right? So what is happening? Let's suppose my population of the country is the like 100 CR, right? And out of this 100 CR, if 700 CR people are going to purchase these three products, out of 700 CR might be the I can say 40 CR is MI, 20 CR is for the Oppo, and 10 CR for the might be the Vivo. So what is going to happen? So majority of the service center in the India is going to required for the MI because they having the more product in the available in the market. So if more service center is going to required in India, then what is going to be required? More engineer is going to be required. You guys are understanding what I'm trying to say? So if I having the more product in the market, so at the same time I need the more engineers, right? Need more engineers. Why need a more engineers? For the after sales service. I have the might be 40 CR. If I sold my phone, so might be I have the more than 400 or 4,000 service center across the India, right? So those service center must be 3 or 4 engineers going to require. So you can see how many vacancies going to be open there. So every service center need to hire the MI based engineer who can work in their service center and who can repair the phone. We can just perform the basic checks on the phone, and based on that, basically they are going to get the revenue for the service center. They make customer happy, and also their engineer who is working in the service center, they are going to get good salary and they can feed their family. So this is the normal story, and the product we having the less in the market, might be they having the less service center in the market, less engineer demand in the market, right? So just you have to some understand this theory. So why I'm explaining, you just have to understand the same concept with the network firewall or secure firewall, means cloud security firewall, right? Next generation firewall. Same concept is going to apply in this particular section. So in a market, we having a multiple firewalls available. All firewall are going to play a similar role. What is a similar role for these firewalls? So firewall having a role, right? They have to prevent like any kind of the malicious traffic, right? They will also prevent unwanted traffic, whether it's going to in or going to be out from the network. They also going to make sure your network should have not any vulnerability, right? They also make sure your data protection is there, right? They also make sure, right, unauthorized access should be blocked, right? Lot of feature we have in the firewalls. They also protect any hacker should not in our network. So we having a lot of feature. I'm just giving the overview. These are the like key things like firewall is going to protect. So if I'm talking about these things, so the question is, will this all feature is available with this particular like uh, any firewall, or it is available with all firewall? No, it is available. This all feature is available with this all firewalls. Means either of the firewall you are going to purchase, these all firewall is going to give the similar kind of the services. It's not something very new. Only Palo Alto can give, only Checkpoint can give, only FortiGate can give, only Cisco can give, only Shopos can give, or any other vendor can give. No, every firewall available in the market, they all can give you this kind of the services. So now next question is coming: which firewall should I purchase? Likewise, the phone we have discussed, right? Which phone I need to purchase. Similarly, we have to understand which firewall I need to purchase. So in nutshell, again, the same concept is going to apply. So what is the same concept? When I'm talking about the firewall, so again, my same concept is going to apply. What is the cost of the firewall? Cost. That next thing, like we have the after sale service and the performance. Performance and after sale service. These all three things is going to play again a very key factor while purchasing this firewall. So when companies go and try to purchase the firewall, they always think first about the cost. What is my company cost? After cost is finished, they are going to think about what is the performance of the firewall, right? Is this firewall is going to meet our all requirement which my company want to protect my network? Then they think about the tax support here. So here is a tax support. After sales service tax support. So which tax support is better than other tax support? Who can provide 24 into 7 like tax support whenever I need any kind of the support to just mitigate the problem. So that's why this is the very important. So the cost is definitely every firewall having some cost. Might be Palo Alto having the like 100 rupees, might be Checkpoint having the 95 rupees, might be FortiGate having the 80 rupees, Cisco ASA might be it is going to be 70, suppose might be 30, right? This I'm just giving the random arbitrary number. It's not actually, it's going to be $1 million rupees if you're going to purchase these firewalls in a bunch of the firewalls, right? Or you can think about in this way, in a dollar, it is going to be 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 8,000, $10,000, right? In rupees, it might be 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, depend on the model of the firewall, which model you are trying to get. So these are just arbitrary number. You can just take the figures. So if think my Palo Alto is the higher cost, right? But what is the feature the Palo Alto have which not feature available with the another vendors? I have slightly high cost, but at the same time, it might be offering more robust feature with the more robust hardware. Likewise, Apple. Apple is a costly, but the hardware, the performance, the iOS, that is superb. So when we talk about the end user having the major like like population in India, about the lower middle family, like middle class, they not afford that much high cost iPhones, right? Or Samsung high cost phone, but they can afford like MI, Oppo, Vivo kind phone. But if you think about the companies, company are basically, if someone is opening the company, they must have some good money, okay? And they want to build the brand, they want to build them something global, then they don't care about the money, okay? If I'm opening my company and I just want to invest, so I can invest. I want my network should be, because if any single thing is going to be compromised for my company, I can lost everything. So this is a very serious. So when you talk about the companies, people never compromise while investing the money. So always they think which is the better product available in the market, and that also align with our cost. So in the same story, might be Palo Alto having the very bigger market. Trust me, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and the FortiGate are the leader in the market. I can show Gartner Magic Report, which is available in the internet. Later on, so which are the leader? Let me show you right away, so you guys can at least understand. So if you see, this is the Gartner Magic Report. You can see these are the leaders in the market. FortiGate. Sometimes FortiGate are the leaders of leader. Sometimes Palo Alto leaders of leader, and sometimes Checkpoint. Checkpoint having the lower market cap, but still it's a leader. But trust me, FortiGate and the Palo Alto are having the very big market cap. Means they're having the very good customer base available in the market. Why? Because of their product, robust product. They're having robust feature, robust performance, and also cost-wise, it's very effective. And the support is a superb awesome. So that's why these firewalls are very, like I can say cashy in the market. People love to purchase the market. Companies love to acquire these firewalls, and they love to hire the engineers who are having this skill of the FortiGate and the Palo Alto, right? So that's why if I have the higher sale in the market again, higher number of companies are purchasing the Palo Alto and the FortiGate. So definitely likewise the phone, again, I need the higher number of engineer who can either work in tax support or whether they can work inside of the company to just manage these firewalls. You guys getting me? Right? So this is the reason, right? This is the Chinmay is asking every job description they ask for yes. This is the correct, right? So that's why Chinmay, I'm just saying like in if you talk about in overall the market, right? In the market, they are talking about that FortiGate, they are talking about that Palo Alto, they're talking about the cloud proxy, they're talking about the Zscaler in the cloud proxy, they're talking about the NetSpoke in the cloud proxy, they're talking about the SASE solution of the Palo Alto, that is Prisma Access. So everyone is talking about this all concept, right? So if I have the higher number of the firewall available in the market, then definitely I have the higher number of jobs available in the market. And if I have the higher number of jobs available in the market, then definitely I can easily place after knowing the good product. That is the either of the Palo Alto or might be either I'm going to learn about the FortiGate firewall, right? So these all are going to play a very vital role in actually our concept. Let me see. Okay, where I was. Okay, so these all firewalls, whether you are going with the FortiGate, right? Whether you are going with the Palo Alto, and you are planning for the Cisco and the Checkpoint, you having the high probability to get a good job in a market. So there are two kind of engineers available in the market, right? One engineers who are basically don't know anything, right? How shall I start, right? Like they are the fresher. They are in working in some kind of tech support, like desktop support. They're having the basic IT knowledge, but they don't know where should I go. Shall I just go and start learning the firewalls and I'll get the good job? Maybe you can get the correct answer. Maybe you can get, you cannot be get. Both scenarios going to happen. Let me explain which condition it is going to benefit. And another engineer might be they are already working in the firewall domain, right? Likewise, they already know the FortiGate. They want to learn the Palo Alto, right? They already know about that Checkpoint. They want to know the Palo Alto. They already know. Suppose they want to know the Palo Alto. They already know about the Microsoft, Amazon, WatchGuard. Suppose they want to know the Palo Alto. So that is a different case. So definitely, this is going to help a lot to you. Another type of engineer, they are simple network engineer, right? They are simple network engineer. So if I'm the network engineer, I know what is the router, right? What is the switch? What is the hub? I know what is the wireless. I know what is the SD-WAN. But when come to the firewalls, I don't know anything, but my company is asking to work on the firewall. How can I work? I cannot work. So that's the different story is going to happen. So let me first cover the first use case for the freshers who don't have any knowledge, or might be they are planning to learn something about the security. They're planning to learn something about the network. They wanted to learn about the firewalls, but how shall I start? I don't know. So what is the career path for them? So fresher or might be having the beginner. See guys, I'm just covering from this basic because I want to convey the right message on day one. So in this open session, multiple type of the people are on the call. So basically they're having a different kind of the skill set. So I just want to cover everyone. So if already someone not fresher, so don't mind it. So sorry for that. So if you are the beginner and you are the fresher, so my strong recommendation, instead of going direct learning for the firewalls, you should start with the basic networking, right? You should start with the basic networking. What is the basic networking? You just go with the CCNA. This is my humble request. Anything you are planning, even you are planning for the cloud networking, you are planning for the cloud security, right? Even you are planning for the firewalls, even for the proxy, please and please go and first learn the basic networking, the CCNA. It's mandatory, my dear friends. It's mandatory. If your fundamentals are not clear, your concept are not clear, your network fundamentals are not clear, you are going to struggle throughout your journey of the network and security, right? So it is going to be very challenging for you. Some are exception, some are exception. They learn first firewall, and in parallelly they can go some basic net, but they also have to do the basic networking. It's not like you just learn the some topic of the firewall, some firewall, you did the practice, you become champion. No, it's not like to be that. So basic networking is very important. CCNA is very important. Then if you go to understand the firewall concept, then it is going to help a lot. Now coming to the second use case. That's I already know the firewalls. Might be Cisco. I already know the FortiGate and Checkpoint. I have the experience of the 3 year. I have experience of the 5 year. I have experience of 10 year, or might be the 15 year, or might be the 20 year. But I want to upgrade myself. So this is the perfect time for you. This is the perfect platform for you. You can always go and upgrade yourself. There is no problem at all, right? You can always go and upgrade yourself, because if you are not going to upgrade yourself, you are going to just behind in the market. People are going to replace you. If we having the multi-domain requirement where people have to work on the multiple products, you are going to be, you know, you might be having the problem there, right? So security engineers, they already having the good firewall knowledge. There is no prerequisite. They can straight away go and learn the Palo Alto Firewall, right? There is no problem at all. Now talking the most important and career transformation, that is the network engineers, right? So if we talk about the network engineers, these network engineers have always that dilemma: shall I go in only the networking, or shall I go in the security? But due to the market requirement, they already very good in the network routing and switching. Probably they also know the Wi-Fi, wireless, right? But they don't know about the security. So my dear friends, if you are already in the networking domain, trust me, if you are going to take some pain and learn some firewall skills, some proxy skills, cloud security, I mean, your career is going to be, like as a rock star, right? You having the very good opportunity in the market, because the market having a requirement towards the multitasking engineers, not limited to the skill set. They having the projects where you have to work on the multiple skill set. And if you have to work on the multiple skill set, you have to learn the multiple key technology which is available in the market. That's the firewalls, next generation firewall, cloud security, which is going to help a lot to you. Understand what I mean? So these are the key thing you guys should know about it. So I'm speaking almost 30, more than 30 minutes. You guys have any question, please feel free to ask so we can continue to the next page. Any question anyone have, want to ask till here? No question, all okay? You guys can ask in Hindi as well, there's no problem at all. It's open, it's very, I can say, friendly session where we can discuss anything about any scope, any technology, any career guideline that is going to help a lot. No problem. So what is the content we are going to deliver throughout the session, right? So if you are going to complete this session, right, it is going to be throughout it is going to be almost 2 month minimum. The session is going to happen if you are going to complete with a 5 days plan. If weekend, that is going to be 2.5 or around 3 months, because weekend is going to take longer time. Weekdays are going to take shorter time because the classes is going to happen 1.5 hour daily basis. So that is going to be shorter time. So if I talk about the certification, right? So let's just suppose you completed this session. The certification would be the PCNSA, right? And the PCNSE. Both are going to be covered, right? So I would not recommend to go and give these exams. It is going to cost around 155 USD. You should directly go and give this exam after the course, so that you are going to become the Palo Alto Network Certified Network Security Engineer, where you have to pay the total fee is 175 USD, and you are going to be certified as an expert engineer. Along with, you will get the very good reputation in the market with this certification, because it's a key certification which Palo Alto provide to the security engineers. Why? Because you are going to cover every aspect of the Palo Alto firewall. And what are those content you are going to get throughout this session? So when we start discussion of the Palo Alto firewall, then first things we have to understand about the architecture of the Palo Alto firewall. So that's why platform and architecture is the first module. So in architecture, we have to do the deep dive, how the hardware model is going to look like, what are different hardware capacity Palo Alto firewall have, which firewall we should use, where we should use, where should I use the small firewall, where should I use the big firewall, and when the packet is going to be land in the firewall, how the step by step processing is going to happen within the firewall. So complete flow logic we just have to understand. So let me show you the packet flow. So we have to understand this entire packet flow, when the packet is going to be punched to the firewall interface, and when it is going to be like exit from the firewall interface, what all processing is going to happen, how my packet life cycle is going to be there, what is my packet going to be inspect in the fast path, how my packet is going to inspect in the slow path, how my packet is going to inspect in the application identification, how my packet is going to inspect the content inspection, and finally how my packet is going to forward it out from the network. So this entire block is going to be understand by very step by step, where we just have to understand in very detail what happening in this section slow path, what happening in the fast path, what happening in the content inspection, SP3 CDT, what is the meaning of the application identification, what is the application overraid, what is the pattern based application identification, which condition the packet is going to be accept, which condition packet is going to be discard. So a lot of thing we have, and based on that we have to take decision whether the packet is going to be out or not, right? Same time we will do the very scratch level configuration, means we have the labs also. You can see here, this is the lab. So in this lab we having a lot of predefined topology. Even you want, you can create your own topology, but our lab is designed in such a way you can access from anywhere, right? And lot of topology already created, so you don't have to worry about the topology. You can see we have the tab mode topology, we have the virtual wire topology, we have the layer 2 topology, we have the interface, and this lab is going to be provided throughout the session journey. You'll get the lab access, you can access from anywhere, you just require the laptop and internet. No additional hardware is going to be required, and you can just open these labs and start playing around it. So likewise, you can see this is the firewalls, and if you log into the firewall, you will going to get such kind of the dashboard, right? This is the live firewalls. You can see this live firewalls having the everything available, and I can do whatever I want to do that. You can see if I just put this one, this firewall having this is a serial number, right? And you can see this is a VM, and if you go, you'll find a lot of information about the monitoring. If you go and you'll find the policies, you can find the objects. You're going, you can do the network configuration, devices configuration, a lot of option available. So it's just overview, but when we start step by step configuration, step by step deployment of this firewall, we will have the very good understanding how this configuration is going to happen. That's why here is the initial access of the system configuration management, day zero. So we'll start with the very day zero understanding. Let us suppose you are the engineer sitting in the security, SOC, and you have to understand how firewall is going to configure from the day zero. How my baby step should be look like? How can I start doing my configuration? So in that scenario, you just have to be very sure what all the right step I have to take to make sure my firewall is going to configure in the be alive in the network. Make sense? So in that situation, this initial day zero deployment is the most important, which I'm going to show step by step how firewall is going to be purchased, how firewall is going to be deployed with a real use case, what is the console cable is going to require, when the management RJ45 cable is going to be required, how it is going to connect to the laptop, how it is going to get the GUI access, how it is going to get the CLI access. So this is the, after understanding the key concept of the firewall, like the flow logic and the architecture, we have to complete this initial configuration. After that, we have the interface related configuration. Means every firewall having the multiple interface, you can see. So they are the interface like Ethernet, we having the interface like the VLANs, we having interface like the loopback, we have the tunnels, we having the SD-WAN. So why these interface are available in the firewall and how differently they can be configured alike router and switches interface. Router and switches, how? We can go and provide the IP on the router interface, that's it. We can create the sub interface, nothing more than that. But switch, we can go and create the trunk port, we can create the access port, that's a different. Similarly, if you talk about the firewall, you have the layer 2 interface again, which can be trunk and access. Here is the layer 3 where we can create the sub interface, we can define the IP address similar to the router. But in addition of that, they also carry some kind of interface, the virtual wire and tap mode. What is the use case of that interfaces? When it is going to be used? So we just have to understand what is the DHCP, what is the sub interface, what is the virtual router. Within the firewall, we have the virtual router. What is the use case of that? This all we have to understand, my dear friends, right? Additionally, one more key concept is zone security. Means security zone. Why it is going to play a very interesting role or key role in the firewall. What is a zero trust model? Zero trust model means I'm not going to trust anyone. If anyone coming to me and want to talk to the network, I should not entertain until or unless they are going to validate their identity with my requirement. So this is zero trust. So why this zone is going to act as a zero trust model? How this zone is going to deny all the traffic if it is not aligned with the right configuration? That we are going to understand in the interface configuration. That is going to give the more fun, right? Next, we have to move in the security NAT policies. In the security NAT policies, these are the key things. We have to understand how the NAT is going to configure, how my source NAT is going to be configured, how my destination NAT is going to configure, how my user NAT is going to configure, how my dual NAT is going to be configured. So first we understand the policies. Policies is similar to the access control list, but extended version of the access control list is known as the policy. We having the more options. Let me show you one of the policy. So you can understand. So if I'm going on the policies, we having the NAT policy, security policy, QS policy, PBF policy based forwarding, decryption, tunnel inspection. So you can see a lot of policies created. So it's just one of the previous batch lab where I'm showed like how this configuration was done. So you can see we're having the zone, we're having the address, we're having the user, we're having a destination IP address, destination zone, destination device, application, we're having a depend on services, we're having the action, and different log setting, profile setting, other settings. At the same time, we have the usage. So more thing we have, and everything we have to understand. Then the policy is going to be configured for your live network. Then we have the NAT, and NAT you just have to understand how the source NAT is going to configure, how the destination NAT is going to configure. You can see here how the user NAT is going to configure, how what is a hairpin NAT, what is a dual NAT. So everything you have to understand, so you are going to become the very good engineer for the security. So every module, what I just explained, these are the key things, and they are going to make you the layer 3 plus engineer in a Palo Alto, right? So just it's like the first 4 module of the Palo Alto. Now going to the second chapter of these modules. Now here we have the advanced topic. That's the brain engineering of the Palo Alto. If I'm talking the brain engineering, where the Palo Alto is going to use their intelligence. First things are just networking, policy, architecture, but here is the engineering, and this engineering is make you more powerful engineer in the market if you understand this concept. Why? Because a normal engineer of the any firewall have the basic understanding about the policy and networking, but when you talk about the application identification engine, when you talk about the content inspection, when you talk about the real-time virus protection, real-time any spy activity protection, real-time any vulnerability protection, real-time any URL filtering protections, data filtering, DOS protections, file blocking, wildfire, SSL decryptions, this is going to make you difference between you and your colleague if you know these all things. And that's why you are going to become the engineer of the PCNSE. Understand? It's okay. The first module is going to give you the very good understanding. You become the PCNSA. But once you start doing these advanced things, you are going to be expert level of engineer in the market. So these all module one by one. I'll show you the real-time labs. How this application is going to be identified, and if application is going to be identified, how my policy is going to be enforced on that. Do you understand? Any application is changing during the transitions. Let's suppose you are accessing any Facebook application, and suddenly you switch to this Facebook chat. That is a different application. So how Facebook is going to be recognized to allow the communication, and chat is going to be blocked based on your security policy, right? There are different use cases. If I want your Facebook page should be open, your Facebook chat should be open, but your video should not play, we can do that blocking as well, right? That is the role of the application. Content, whatever the email, whatever the Excel file, whatever the data you're writing to send one place to another send, that is going to help you to protect. And after protecting you, it is going to give you the real-time protection from your network. And any malicious content is going in and out, any unauthorized access is going to be happen, any spying activity is going to have, any virus is coming, that all is going to protect it. That's also, so I'll show in the real time. Probably it's already configured. Let me show you. So if I'm going to open any of the policy, right, because live lab, so probably you'll find in some policy it must be called. So let me see here. See, they are the policy. These policy have disabled, but here you can see antivirus, social media, GuiNet Wi-Fi, and this is something known as the data filtering. This is known as the vulnerability protection. So different rules having different action applied, and these are the real time going to protect you from the network, right? Now, most decryption part, when you have the two types of traffic, one is a plain text, one is the encrypted. So for three, any website you are browsing right now, they are acting as a secure website, banking website. You can think about any website, even you're going to Google, if you're typing in the google.com, let me just type it. This google.com itself is the encrypted website. Why? You can see there is a lock and there's the HTTPS. So you can see this is, so any communication happening on this HTTPS website, even the firewall is not going to recognize. Even there is some virus, there is some kind of the data leak, the firewall is not going to understand. So in nutshell, like in every environment, all website are HTTPS, and every transaction is going to happen based on the HTTPS. So my firewall is not going to understand what is going inside of the encrypted format. So to understand what is happening in my encrypted format, we have to open those encrypted packet. So for that, we have to apply the decryption. So this decryption is going to play a very vital role. We have to configure in the firewall how decryption is going to be configured. So we just have to do the certificate management, right? Based on the certificate management, we have to configure the decryption policies, and based on the decryption policy, the real time traffic is going to be inspected. You can see there's different certificate, and if you're going in the policy, we have the decryption policy as well. So this policy is going to inspect those traffic, and if traffic is not aligned with your company requirement, that is going to either block, or that is going to generate the alert, or might be it is going to inform some security engineers who are just responsible to monitor the network, right? So these are the like decryption. So after that, we just have to understand the user ID, how the Active Directory is going to be integrated with my firewalls. So for that, we having the real AD available in the markets. You can see this is AD server. So I'll show you how this AD is going to be integrated with the firewall, and based on the AD integration, how my traffic is going to be protected. So this AD integration is also going to be happen in real time, real AD, and based on the real AD and real configuration will join the domain of these different PCs along with this AD domain. And when the traffic is going to initiate from this PC, these are going to block in the firewall. This Linux is going to do the real-time DOS attack, real-time vulnerability protections, means the vulnerability attack. So these all labs are going to be tested. So DOS attack is going to happen, vulnerability attack is going to happen, virus is going to be attacked. So different use cases going to be happen with the different devices. FTP server is going to use for data leak protections. So the lab has been designed in such a way where we can test each and everything. It's not the theoretical, it's like everything is going to be practical. So you will guys get the real look and feel how my network is going to look like, right? So this is about the decryption, right? And this is about the AD. Next most important is the site-to-site VPN.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Chandan this
Yes,
side.
yes, Chandan,
So,
please.
so, so lab is going to be provided for each and every topic, right? I believe.
Yes, that lab is going to remain with you throughout the session, and after that also you'll get some more extension that
Mhm.
Zscaler will tell you. So that lab is going to be available with you, and when the topic is going to finish, you can do the right away, or you can do as per your convenience, because lab is open. Every lab is open for you. Anytime you can do any labs. So both option available. You can go with the help of the classes. When classes is happening, you can do the labs, or if you want to do no, I want to do my own way, you can do your own way as well.
Okay, okay. No, that is nice, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Chandan. So then we have to understand the site-to-site VPN. These are the most common thing, right? And these VPNs are crazy in the market. There is two site-to-site VPN, right? Another is a uh, remote VPN, right? So client to site we call client to site VPN or site to site VPN. So client to site or remote VPN is something. Let's suppose you're working from home, right? And you want to access your network. So from your home network, like work from home, everyone, like everywhere, this culture is available. So from your laptop itself, the tunnel is going to be created to your data center, from your laptop to data center, and you can securely then you can access your network, company networks. That is your client to site VPN or remote access VPN, right? So this we are going to cover in the Global Protect. We'll see each and everything. This Global Protect lab is also available. So I will show how it is going to be happen and how this remote access VPN is going to be configured step by step, all configuration, and how it is going to be protect your network, right? And based on the rules, how the traffic is going to be allowed. So this is a Global Protect, right? Similarly, there is another use case. There is two sites available, two different remote branches available, and you want to build the session, like the secure session between these two locations. So that is a side-to-side VPN. Means branch one want to communicate with branch two over the public internet. So we just have to create some sort of tunnel between these two locations so they can exchange the data. How this IPsec tunnel is going to be created, right? How the packet is going to be exchanged from the IPsec tunnel. What is the phase one, phase two tunnels in IPsec? What is the IKEY masses? What is the concept of the that is the ESP? What is the concept of the AH? what is the 3 packet exchange, what is the 6 packet exchange, what is the aggressive mode exchange, what is the quick mode exchange, what is the, like we can say, the phase 1 mode, phase 2 mode, like main mode. So a lot of things we have. So we'll cover this topic from the CCI book, where we'll do the deep dive of the complete chronology of the IPsec, and then after we'll cover the lab configuration from this IPsec lab and global protection. Then we'll discuss about the most important panorama management. We'll understand how the devices is going to be added in the panorama, how the licensing part is going to be happen, how the software upgradation can be happen from the panorama, how we can understand the pre-rule and post-rule concept, where we can configure the pre-rule, why this pre-rule is going to be important, right? And dashboard basic reporting, how it is going to happen from the firewall's point of view, panorama point of view. So these all things is going to be covered in very detail, and then you also understand the role of the panorama, right? And last but not least, this is the most important, high availability. This is going to be covered in the two model, that is active passive and active active. So this is the critical things, because the devices are have to be in the HA pair. Why? Because there is no HA defined. Then if one device is going to be dead, then how the traffic is going to carry from your network. So let me show you. So HA, what I'm trying to say. So let's suppose this is your office, right? So I'm just giving the overview. This computer is trying to access the internet, and it is going to this way. If this firewall is going down, this completely going to lose the access of the internet. So I should have some backup path to go there. So this firewall is completely should be the HA. So if this is going to be down, the traffic is automatically going to shift to another firewall, and this is going to carry to the internet. So there is two flavor: active, passive, and active active. So we'll understand what is active passive and what is active, and how this is going to be configured in the production environment. So these we'll have to understand. Okay. So this all about the curriculum, right? After that, we'll understand how the basic troubleshooting, how the debug can be happen. So how the CLI based command can be run, right? How the step by step debug we can take from the firewall, how the packet capture we can take from the firewall. You can see these all documents are there. What are different like topics we have officially in the Palo Alto. These all like books are going to be provided, notes are going to be provided you guys. So at least you guys can do your homeworks, you can do your labs, you can do your back-end study, you come with your question, you can do the real-time discussion with me, and then you are going to become a champion, hero of the Palo Alto Firewall, right? So from my side, that's all. If anyone having any query, please feel free to ask, and we'll update you when the session is going to be start officially. Then probably we can start with the module 1. Any question, guys? Anyone have?
सर कितना टाइम लगेगा कोर्स कंप्लीट होने में?
It is going to take around 2 months minimum मान के चलो. So we'll start in the March. तो पूरा March and April मान के चलो it is going to finish. जब भी start होगा 2 months minimum. You just think about it.
वीकेंड में सर, सॉरी,
हाँ बताइए, one by one बताइए.
वीकेंड में सर सैटरडे संडे होगा ना, आई थिंक.
टाइमिंग अभी थोड़ा सा डाइसी है. वीकेंड है या इवनिंग 8 PM, दो टाइमिंग है, 8 PM इवनिंग या वीकेंड 10 AM. ठीक है. So let's like someone will disclose the timing still, but अभी मान के चलो कि 8 PM इवनिंग का ही है, but वीकेंड का कुछ बनता है तो we'll let you know. Okay.
श्योर श्योर.
सर हिंदी रहेगा इंग्लिश रहेगा?
सॉरी, हाँ जी, चिन्ह में बताइए. आप पहले बोलिए, फिर सौरभ से पूछता हूँ.
वीकडेज में क्लास नहीं है क्या, सिर्फ वीकेंड्स में है?
नहीं, there is right now is a plan on the weekdays only, right? Weekend will let you know,
हाँ
right? When the weekend is going to be started.
हाँ सर, कोई नहीं सर.
Okay. Yes, Saurabh, you having something?
सर इंग्लिश रहेगा सेशन, हिंदी में रहेगा?
So I think have to discuss. It's a flexible, कुछ भी हो सकता है. But फाइनल चीज पता चल जाएगी किस में रहेगा. एक बार अभिषेक से बता देंगे किस में रहेगा ये सेशन. अभी डेमो है, ओपन है, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी इंग्लिश, बट बेस्ड ऑन द पार्टिसिपेंट, अगर सबको हिंदी आती होगी तो हिंदी में, अगर किसी को दिक्कत होगी दैट इज गोइंग टू बी, विल थिंक कैसे जो करना फिर. Okay, so any other question? Majid, Rakesh, Madan. So see you guys again. Thank you so much for time. We'll meet again. Thank you so much. Have a great.
सर SD-WAN कब स्टार्ट कर रहे हो?
SD-WAN भी start हो जाएगा 16 of March से.
वो तो
And
हिंदी में रहेगा ना सर?
हाँ हाँ हिंदी में रहेगा, ये भी हिंदी में रहेगा. डोंट वरी, ओके, टेंशन मत लो आप, ठीक है, हो जाएगा हिंदी में.
सर Zscaler का कुछ सर अभी अपडेट है क्या?
Zscaler का we'll discuss separately. Zscaler, right?
ओके
There is
ओके
no live
और
classes,
सर
but हाँ,
ऑटोमेशन कब स्टार्ट कर रहे हो सर?
ऑटोमेशन किस लेवल का ऑटोमेशन सीखना है ये बताओ.
सर जो आजकल मार्केट में चल रहे हैं ऑटोमेशन की डिमांड हो रखी है, तो
अच्छा,
डेवनेट वगैरह.
डेवनेट का there is no plan right now, ठीक है, डेवनेट स्पेशली. बट हाँ, नेटवर्क ऑटोमेशन लाइक
पाइथन
कैसे
नेटवर्क
हाँ
इंजीनियर.
हाँ, पाइथन से कैसे इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, जेसन से कैसे करते हैं, दैट डेफिनेटली आई कैन टीच, राइट. बट प्योर डेवनेट कोर्स इसलिए मैंने सोचा नहीं है. जब मैं सोचूंगा तो बताऊंगा इसके बारे में, ठीक है.
पाइथन
सर
कर
ये
रखा है सर स्टार्ट आपने?
हाँ हाँ, पाइथन पाइथन हो जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पाइथन का हो जाएगा.
ऑटोमेशन का सर कितना टाइम लेगा अगर अपन करते हैं तो?
सेम टाइम है, सारे कोर्सेज तो ऑलमोस्ट वही है, 30-50 आवर्स के हैं. डिपेंड करता है कि किस लेवल का कौन कौन सा मॉड्यूल कवर करना है, बट एवरेज एनी मॉड्यूल यू जस्ट थिंक अबाउट 30 आवर्स, मतलब इतने में खत्म हो जाता है कोई मॉड्यूल. सो आपको अगर मल्टीपल मॉड्यूल्स करने हैं तो इट इज गोइंग टू ऐड मोर टाइम्स. कुछ कस्टमाइज करना है तो उस हिसाब से टाइमिंग चेंज हो जाता है उसका.
सर आपके अकॉर्डिंग कौन कौन से ठीक रहते होंगे?
मीन्स किस में, ऑटोमेशन में?
यस.
ऑटोमेशन डेवनेट आप जा सकते हो, इनिशियली जो सीसीएनए लेवल का डेवनेट है उसको कर सकते हो इनिशियली, आई वुड रिकमेंड, क्योंकि वो बहुत जरूरी है. डेवनेट अगर आता है दैट इज अ गुड, डेवनेट कर सकते हो स्टार्टअप.
सर उससे पहले पाइथन भी तो आना चाहिए ना?
हाँ मतलब पाइथन जेसन तो आना ही चाहिए, तभी तो डेवनेट है, उसमें आपको सीखना ही पड़ेगा. पाइथन तो मैंडेटरी है, आपको सीखे बिना तो हो ही नहीं सकता. पाइथन आता तो आपकी जिंदगी ऐसे ही आसान
पाइथन
हो
एंड
जाता.
दूसरा क्या बोला सर आपने?
जेसन लैंग्वेज है सब, मतलब जेसन जावा स्क्रिप्ट ऑब्जेक्ट नोटेशन लैंग्वेज है. ये सारी चीजें यूज होती हैं, मशीन लर्निंग लैंग्वेज है.
हाँ,
ठीक है.
क्योंकि सर अभी
हम्म
अभी डिमांड ज्यादा है ना ऑटोमेशन का, मैंने जिस हिसाब से देखा है
हम्म हम्म
तो.
हम्म, हम्म. Yes,
ऑटो
automation having a demand in the market, no doubt. But at same time, आपको अगर नेटवर्क इंजीनियर हो तो ऑटोमेशन सीखोगे, that is going to give the similar kind of the edge. और अगर आप नहीं सीखना चाहते तो SD-WAN is going to give the similar flavor, आपको firewall is going to give the similar flavor, proxy is going to give the similar. तो आपको पोर्टफोलियो अपनी खुद बनानी है कि वेयर यू वांट टू गो योरसेल्फ. अगर आपको कोई एक अच्छा सा स्किल सेट चाहिए तो आप क्लाउड भी कर सकते हो. कोई कॉम्बिनेशन बनाना पड़ता है बेसिकली आपको. फायरवॉल,
हाँ
नेटवर्क, अगर आपको नेटवर्क प्लस नेटवर्क ऑटोमेशन करना है तो भी आपके लिए अच्छा है. तो आपको एक बार डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा विच वन इज गुड. आप सब कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो.
हाँ, वही ना. क्योंकि
हम्म,
अभी जो मेरे हिसाब से सर, मेरा जो प्लान है तो